Sometimes you just want a quick and easy project. Was it really that quick though? Stay tuned to find out. After my last couple projects giving me headaches, I wanted to go ahead and jump into this one and just do a quick, easy, painted and gel stained flip. This has no major damage or anything, and it's solid wood, pretty heavy. It did have this thick veneer on top, but it was only missing a handle was the only thing wrong with it. So I thought this would be the perfect one to do for a quick turnaround. I'm going to be using Heirloom Traditions paint on this, so I went ahead and used their Surface Prep, which is a deglosser and a degreaser, and it also etches the surface slightly so that the paint will stick, which is why you don't have to sand. A great way to update these pieces is to just modify the base a little bit, and just getting rid of the curved edges and things will make it look more modern. So I started on this side, went ahead and put some painter's tape. It just helps keep your cuts cleaner, and just used a pencil to draw the line where I wanted to cut. And then instead of relying on my math skills, which are not always the best, I used the piece that I cut off to use as a template for the other side to make sure they're exactly the same. The top of this base has a little lip or a little edge sticking up, so I decided to go ahead and use my speed square to get a nice straight line for the top. Then I grabbed my jigsaw again and cut the right side. Once you get into the corners, it's kind of hard to try and make a turn, so I just cut from the bottom up to the corner of that first cut to get that piece out, and then I had room to do the last bit going straight across. If you have any questions about any certain part of this video or any products or tools that I'm using, just go ahead and drop a comment below. I do pay attention to those, so I'll make sure and answer those for you. I didn't get it quite as straight as I would have liked, but no worries. Just try to fix it the best you can with the saw, and then I knew I could use my sander to straighten that out. So I have an orbital sander that's battery powered, and then I have this sander which is a quarter sheet sander, and it's electric. It's a little more aggressive, a little more powerful, so that's why I chose this one to straighten this edge out. I started with an 80 grit to get it down to where I wanted, and then I came in with the orbital sander just to smooth it out even more with a 120 grit and then a 220. So for the top, I went ahead and started with one coat of the same paint that I'm going to use for the rest of the piece. which is Heirloom Traditions in the color Putty. So I did that and then went back in with a glaze that I have, and the first coat looked okay, and then I went to add the second coat and for whatever reason it was just picking back up what I had already put down, even though I let it dry overnight. So I don't know if it's just gone bad because I've had it for quite a while or what the deal was, but anyway, didn't turn out as much of a quick flip as I would have liked. So I went ahead and just went back over it with one more coat of putty, and then I'm going to use my gel stain that I have from Minwax in the color Walnut. After that was dry, then I went ahead and added a couple layers of clear top coat. So since I'm using the all-in-one paint, it has primer already in it, so you could skip that step. Here I'm putting on the second coat, and using the Heirloom Traditions brush, I find that their brush works the best, and it's a round brush. So it's really, you can load up a lot of paint on it and really make sure that you get a nice smooth finish with minimal brush marks. And it also is self-leveling, so don't worry when you first put it on if it looks streaky, it will level out. With this paint, you want to make sure that you don't overwork it. Just put your coat on pretty quickly, and you can smooth over it one time, but then resist the urge to keep touching it and keep touching it up, because that's when you're going to get some brush marks showing because it's starting to dry already. So if that happens, that's okay. You can just do a light hand sanding once it's dry and then put your next coat on. Next, I'm doing the drawers, and anything that has a raised edge like these, you want to make sure after you've put the coat of paint on that you go around several times each corner all the way around the edges just to catch any drips that you might get. Even though you can fix them, of course, if you can avoid them, then that'll save you time. The wood on the inside on these drawer glides, or some people say drawer slides, was looking a little dry, so I used the Dixie Belle Big Mama's Butter. It's a combination of waxes and oils. It comes unscented, or there's several different scents. So I just used my wax brush from Annie Sloan that I already had and put that on the slides and also the sides of the drawers as well. I used the same holes that were already there for my knobs, but the holes were a little bit too wide, so I just went ahead and filled them in with wood filler and then drilled through the middle again for the new knobs. These were actually some knobs that I saved from when I made over our bathroom, and they were the old school shiny brassy gold knobs, but they were really heavy duty, so I wanted to reuse them, and I just spray painted those black. For the top drawer, I wanted a cup pull, so I just measured the holes that I already had and ordered one off of Amazon that would match up. So I didn't have to worry about drilling new holes or any of that, since I wanted to do a quick turnaround on this. After that, it was my favorite part, the staging and taking the photos. So I wanted to use this wood wall that we have in our basement. Unfortunately, there are no windows, no natural light, so I was getting some shadows, so it's probably not the best unless I go ahead and find some good lighting to add down there, but I think it turned out well. So not as quick as I'd hoped because of the issues with the top. I had to redo that, but I really like the way it turned out, and I want to know what you think. So leave me a comment down below and let me know, do you like this color? Are you a fan of the two-tone with the dark top, or would you have painted the whole thing? Thanks for watching, and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Do me a favor and click that. It helps my channel grow, but it doesn't cost you anything, so I would appreciate it. Thanks.